Hello there and welcome to my bench once again. Thanks for tuning in. In today's tutorial I'm going to tie you up a very simplistic dry fly. It's called a dark badger variant, and you can also tie it in with light badger, and you can there's other versions of it with different hackle, different body colors, and it's a miscellaneous fly. It's just an attractor pattern, but I can see how it could represent a mayfly or a mayfly spinner or something like that. Cool looking little dry fly. So, and one thing you do when you do tie it, I should mention before I start, is this is a size 12 hook, and you go one size bigger than what you would oversized hackle. So I tied it with a size 10 hackle. So I'll get this guy at the vise, a fresh hook in, I'll get started. The hook I'm using is a Mustad 94840, size 12, standard dry. We'll get that locked in the vise here. Okay, and I'm using denville 6/0 Flymaster for the thread in black. So we'll start a base a ways back behind the eye here, leave enough room for our hackle, and we'll wrap back towards the barb here, and we'll snip that tag end off, back towards the barb, and we'll stop there just above the barb. And for the tail is some dark badger hackle fibers through the tail, so I'll strip some of these off and tie them in. Okay, just like so here. Measure those up like any dry fly. I want them about the length of the hook. And I'll come back, tie them in with a pinch wrap, come down, snug those down. Then I'm going to come in, snip that off where I want the body to end. I want to come back on that tail so it's right above the barb, just a few wraps back here, just like so. There we go. Okay, that's fine. Now we'll wrap that up, bind those fibers down, and next is the rib, and the rib is simply a piece of 3/0 gray thread. It's a piece of gray thread and 3/0 thread, and we'll tie that in, catch that in there. Wrap back towards our tail, just like so. Then we'll come back up once again, stick that in the clip out of my way. Okay, in the body I'm using just, it calls for black floss, so I've got one strand of, single strand of uni floss here, black. So I'm going to catch that in on my side here, just like so. Okay, snug that down tight. Now we're gonna wrap back and towards the barb, and then back up once again, down and up on this fly. Just try to keep a nice smooth body without the floss fraying on you. Sometimes that's hard to accomplish, but and we'll just wrap back up once again, just like so here. Okay, till we get to our top point, which is right there. Gotta leave room for your hackle and everything, and the head of the fly. So I'll tie that off underneath, come back, snip off that excess, hold my thread back out of the way. Okay, next is the rib, so I'm going to counter wrap that. I'm just going to take that thread and twist it up a little before I wrap it. Just try to twist it a little bit. Then I want to come up around, and I'm looking for about to get, I like to see 4 to 5 wraps usually on this guy. You'll get, and one more. Then we'll tie him off right on top here. Nice snug wraps. Okay, now we'll wrap back, snip that off. Okay, now I'm going to wrap back a ways here, ready to tie in my hackles. Okay, and I have 2 badger hackles here, sized out, a size 10 hackles, ready to tie in. So I'm going to tie those in right on top on about a 45-degree angle or so. Then I want those stems to be right on top of the shank as I tie them down. nice and tight. Come in and snip off the tips. Just like so. Get a smooth base there to wrap my hackles on. Stop my thread right behind the eye. Okay, so we'll grab the first hackle, bring it down around, grab hold of my hackle pliers here, and come around, and just one wrap right in front of the next, like you would any dry fly pattern. Just like so here. It's like one more wrap on this guy. That'll be enough for this first hackle, so we'll come in and tie that off. A couple wraps, then wrap back on it a couple. 2 or 3 securing wraps going back. And I'll come in and snip that tip off. Just like so. Okay, and then a couple more wraps to make sure that's in there good and snug. Alrighty, then we'll come around with our second hackle here. Same deal as the first, but I'm going to zigzag this one so I don't trap any fibers down from the first hackle I wrapped. Let's get my pliers ready here. Okay. Okie dokie. Scrap onto this guy. Okay. Just give that a little wiggle as you wrap. Just like so. Okay. One more wrap should be fine for this guy. I'm going to come up, tie him off right there. A couple wraps behind. And also a couple in front. Come in and snip him off. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to secure that down. Pull them hackles back out of the way for a second. Get a head started on this guy. And a couple fibers there I want to snip out. Alrighty. Now all it's left is a half hitch or two and a whip finish, and this guy is a done deal. A couple half hitches in first. Okay. Now I'll bring my whip finisher in. And we'll get 4 or 5 turns on this guy. Just try not to trap any fibers down. Come in and snug that in. Okay. Make sure it's nice and tight. Come in and snip off the excess. There we have it. Another size 12 dark badger variant. Very simple to tie, but an effective fly for sure. So last thing I'll do is bring in some bone dry. So the res bone dry here. And just put a little bit on the thread wraps. Let that soak in. Okay. Just try not to get any on your hackles. Alrighty. Come in and cure them up real quick here. Okie dokie. There we go. Okay, done deal. Well, there we have it. Not a lot to it. On the simplistic dry fly, but one of the also effective as well. And like I was saying, you can tie them in the light badger color, or you can also tie them in like dun or cream variant, dun variant. This is just the badger version. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And if it's first time viewing, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you like, and throw in a like too. Appreciate that a lot as well. So until next time, happy tying out there everyone. I shall see you again soon, and so long for now folks.